When Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers was first announced, I thought, cool, Persona 5 paired with Dynasty Warriors? Seems like a good fit. It was always on my radar and I was looking forward to see more, but when we did end up seeing more, it really started to exceed my expectations. This game was a legitimate sequel to Persona 5. There's exploration, platforming, Persona fusion. It looked awesome. So a demo just released for the game the other day in Japan, so I decided to give it a go. I played the Switch version, and while the game doesn't look or probably run as well on the Switch, this is the version I am planning on getting, mainly just because I prefer playing games on my Switch. You know how it is. So I played a lot of Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors, and these games felt way more like Dynasty Warriors than Zelda and Fire Emblem respectively. In comparison, Persona 5 Scramble feels way more like Persona 5 than Dynasty Warriors. I think the best way to describe it would be to say it's Persona 5, but instead of turn-based combat, it's an action game. And yeah, this game is a direct sequel to Persona 5. I don't speak Japanese, so I can't really comment much on the story, but I do know that Joker returns to Tokyo for summer vacation and some more metaverse chaos ensues. There's new villains, new characters, an AI girl who lives in a phone, I think. The music is incredible. I mean, yeah. It seems like what you would expect from a true Persona 5 sequel. And it's just weird walking around Shibuya and other familiar locations from Persona 5 on the Switch. Sure, the areas are more limited and don't look as nice, but coming from someone who loves Persona 5, it just feels wrong, but like in the best way possible. Also, the weird HMV ad is still there in Shibuya. Don't know why, but it's still there. That always kind of threw me off in Persona 5. I just don't know why it's there. So now, on to the gameplay, which is the star of the show here. The demo only allows you to play as Joker, but it does give you a chance to learn some of the ins and outs of combat. As per Dynasty Warriors, the basic attack strings are built around light and heavy attacks. Light attacks can link into light and heavy attacks, but the combo ends with a heavy attack. And it's just rinse and repeat. But there's a lot more to this combat system this time around. There's a jump button, which is a bit weird coming from the other spin-off Dynasty Warrior collabs. You also shoot enemies with your gun, which can run out of bullets just like in Persona 5, but it's also strong against certain enemies. You can jump around and interact with the environment to unleash special moves. Pressing the ZR button freezes the game and allows you to select a Persona ability from a menu, and these abilities use up SP. Enemies are weak to certain elemental attacks, and when landing a crit, the enemy is knocked down, which allows you to use this game's version of an all-out attack. Showtime attacks can be activated after a meter fills up, and these attacks just wipe out everything within a certain radius. It's fun, like a lot of fun. Joker is especially cool because he can switch personas just like in Persona 5. Switching personas doesn't change up his moveset too heavily, only switching out a few of the heavy attacks from what I'm aware. I'm also not sure how I did this, but there was one instance where I used a heavy attack with the Pixie persona and it healed me, which I thought was really cool. And just like in Persona 5, switching personas can give you a 1-up in battle if your enemy has a certain elemental weakness. And of course, you can always just play as the other Phantom Thieves in the final game. Don't know about Futaba though. I kinda hope you can play as Futaba. So something that really surprised me is this game structure. Dynasty Warriors games are usually long battles across huge maps, seeing the player claim bases and facing off against a boss at the end. In Persona 5 Scramble, it seems more about dungeon exploration, with enemies coming in waves throughout each dungeon. So instead of being one big constant battle, fights are interspersed with light exploration. It's not going to be constant action. And while this may put off some people, especially those who are really familiar with the Dynasty Warrior series, I think that if you like Persona 5 and how that game plays out, then you'll enjoy Scramble. Persona 5 Scramble is shaping up to have a lot of potential. I'm really excited for this game, even more so now after playing the demo. If you like Persona 5, this game should definitely be on your radar. Maybe even more so than Persona 5 Royal, which is releasing this spring. And I only say that because this game is a brand new story, whereas Persona 5 Royal is more heavily based on Persona 5, I guess. It's more like the same story, but with a few new things added, whereas Scramble is literally a direct sequel. We don't have a Western release date yet for Scramble, but I'm really hoping we find out soon because this is definitely one of my most anticipated games this year. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I played the demo and wanted to talk about it. So, yep, thanks for watching. Hope you stick around. See ya.
and the stars.